start where you feel.
So, before I dive too far into my story, I want to remind people that we do have brains, and it is okay to use them. And if you don't, certain things can happen if you don't. So a few months back, I went on a retreat with my church, and it was the end of the retreat, and we were sitting around in the sanctuary building, and the buses were late because they had broken down, and we were all tired and frustrated, and so we're just sitting there relaxing, and all of a sudden we hear a scream from across the room. So we're all freaking out, like, what happened? Who's hurt? What's going on? And our friend Brandon comes running in the room, screaming and making this huge ruckus and pointing at his wrist, and he had zip tied his own wrist. So my first thought is, who left him alone? Who let him roam free and decided that it's fine for him to be alone, even though he always is either breaking something or getting himself hurt or whatever? So I'm trying to analyze how this 15-year-old teenage boy managed to zip tie himself. And by this time, my friend Sammy had gotten his pocket knife out and sat him down and had grabbed his wrist and was trying to get the knife under the zip tie, which by this time was cutting off his circulation and his hand was starting to lose color. So then Brandon starts freaking out. It's like, no, nuh-uh, you need to stop. Like, I can't do this. Take that knife out. So then Brandon turns to Julia, who had been sitting and watching the whole thing and laughing along with everybody else. And Brandon turns to her and says, go get scissors. Like, I can't go get scissors, man. And so she goes and gets scissors and brings them back and gives them to Sammy, who, as you can see, is trying to cut the zip tie off. And Sammy's up there with his shorts. That's Brandon, who's very stupid. And that's Julia, who had gotten the scissors. And as you can see in this picture, Brandon's holding Joey's hand. So sweet. And they're both screaming like, you're killing my hand. And Joey's complaining that his hand's gonna break. And Brandon's screaming at him, dude, do you see the zip tie that is on my hand? And it's this whole mess, and I'm videoing the whole thing along with a few other people who love Snapchat, and it was, anyways. So then Brandon freaks out again. No, you're gonna cut off my hand. Like, take this, go put the scissors up, this is not gonna work. So, of course, we talk some sense into him, like, dude, you're gonna lose your hand. We gotta cut this off. So, finally, Brandon takes the scissors from Sammy and manages to get the scissors under the zip tie and cuts it off. And he takes off running throughout the whole building, running laps around everybody. I'm free, I'm free! And Sammy, who's that poor child, he sits there and throws his hands up in the air, surgery complete, and just everybody laughing. It was the funniest thing ever. And from this experience, I have learned, don't leave him alone ever again. And if you find zip ties, probably a good idea not to zip tie yourself. Just saying. So, also, like I said in the beginning, we have brains. So we have them for a reason. They tell us what we should do and what we should not do. And even if they're telling you don't or zip tie yourself, I suggest not doing it. Any questions?